Okay. And so just in case we want to make sure that the bandwidth works and everything, we'll turn off our videos for the presentation part, and then we can turn them back on for questions at the end.
Okay, great.
Sounds good.
Do you want us to turn it off now?
Yes, I'm about to show a few things. So you guys know, tonight our presentation and everything you need to know, and also there's a handout that goes with curriculum night that you're welcome to print out if you want, or it'll be here on the files page of our team. Under class materials and then curriculum night. So there's a packet that goes into more detail. There's the presentation I'm going to show you, and then there's also our schedule for the year. These won't go away, so if you want to print it, you can, but you also don't have to because they're going to be there. So you can reference them whenever you'd like. So let's get into our presentation. Okay, so, okay. Can you see everything okay?
We can see it great.
Perfect, wonderful. Okay, so tonight we'll I'll tell you a little bit about myself, since I'm going to be spending so much time with your daughter, and then we'll go over what the curriculum that we use and a few important policies to know about for our school, and then we'll have some time for questions. And then if you need me to review some of the aspects of Teams and where to find the daily work in our virtual classroom, we can go over that too. So a little bit about me is I went to the University of Portland. They have a great school of education. I liked it so much I came back for my master's. And so I love it there, had a great experience. And since then I've been teaching in Catholic schools. And I've been here at St. Louise for this is my 5th year now at St. Louise, my 9th year teaching now. My husband and I love to travel, and we love to get outside with our new puppy. That's her Willow. We just got her this year. She's a sweet thing.
Very cute, Nicole.
Thanks. So
you were in Leavenworth too.
Yeah, actually that is actually in Germany.
Is that really? That's the real Germany.
That is Germany itself, yeah.
That's how realistic Leavenworth is.
It's true. So for math, you've seen that kind of green and black book that says Envisions 2.0. It's online, it's Savas Realize, but it was formerly owned as Pearson Realize. So you might see those two interchanged. That's just kind of what the math curriculum is called. So over the course of the year, we'll do all these different topics in math. And the beginning of the year starts a lot with equations and operations and learning facts to 20 and learning different strategies for how to add and subtract. You'll see that those strategies repeat themselves in a cycle throughout the year as the numbers get more in-depth and more complex. So they learn how to use, for example, a number line and a tens frame with smaller numbers, and then we go on to the next chapter and they'll use it with larger numbers and more complex things. Then we move to place value in using the hundreds chart and comparing numbers. We'll, at the end of the year, get to more of the fun stuff like measurement and time and shapes. The kids always love that part at the end of the year. It's all the fun stuff. Then for reading and language arts, we use the Journeys curriculum. That's the blue and green book you've seen them take home. And in reading, we focus on fluency, story elements, and comprehension and phonics. So we hope that by the end of the school year, all of our students are reading with accuracy, with proper speed, and proper inflection by the end of the school year at grade level. And we also focus on learning the different story elements, as well as asking lots of comprehension questions to make sure they really understand what they're reading and not just being able to read the words themselves. As they learn phonics, we learn lots of different sound patterns and how to apply them both to our reading and to our writing, and lots of different strategies for that. And in writing, we learn about simple and complex sentences, as well as writing conventions and how to put things like story elements into our writing. And we teach the kids about grammar. It's kind of amazing what they learn about grammar by the end of the year. They are learning different sentence structures that are that way because of the grammar of our language, and the different parts of speech, and then kind of putting that all together in their writing as well.
Nicole, I have a couple questions on these. Can you quickly hit on for each of these sections, like what you kind of anticipate as like the baseline of where they should be kind of coming in?
That's actually kind of a difficult question, because kind of at the beginning of the year, we kind of just assess and take where they are.
Okay, got it.
Yeah,
got it.
so kids come in from different levels, and
Yes.
Especially new students, right?
Yes.
Because other schools might be using different curriculums and might be focusing on different elements.
Yeah.
So at the beginning of the year, we kind of just take kids where they're at and work on
great.
things from there.
I love it. Okay, thank you.
For science and social studies, we talk about the science of sound as well as light. We learn about space, stars, sun, moon, that kind of whole unit. At the end of the year, we hope to do an insect unit. We usually have time for it, and it's really fun because we get to have butterflies in the classroom and see that whole life cycle. We also do plant and animal life cycles and structures, and how that's connected. And then for our science curriculum, we use science spin and mystery science mostly, especially right now with online. When we get back in the classroom, we hope we'll be able to use Picture Perfect STEM, which is uses children's literature books to help engage and connect science and STEM topics, as well as having some interactive explorations in all those kind of STEM areas as well. I really love that. I'm super excited about it, but we'll have to wait on that one.
Yeah, no problem. I understand.
Yeah. For social studies, in first grade, it's really centered around communities. What is a community? Who's in our community? How do we treat people in our community? What are different jobs you could have in your community? How do you help your community? Everything from, my family and my school to my city, my state, my country, my world. Around Christmas time, we do a unit called Christmas Around the World, and we learn about the different cultural traditions of Christmas being celebrated. So this is when we get to invite families to share their traditions of Christmas from around the world with their classmates. We have such a diverse community at St. Louis. It's so great. Families are often coming in around Christmas time and sharing how they celebrate Christmas.
I do like that quite a bit.
Yeah, and so you'll hear more about that when we get closer there. We're still hoping to do this even if we're online, because I still think that can be taught to the class even digitally.
I agree.
And then in social studies, we talk about annual holidays and how that kind of works in our society, and why we celebrate things and how do we celebrate, what's a tradition, those kinds of things. And we mostly use Scholastic News for that, but we'll also have some supplements as well. In religion, we learn lots of different things. And one of the things that every grade does is that they have a certain number of prayers that they are expected to have memorized by the end of the year. So these are the prayers that we'll have the students work on memorizing throughout the year: the Hail Mary, Glory be, Angel of God, Our Father, and Sign of the Cross. And we do those incrementally and slowly, so that they're kind of introduced slowly and building complexity. And so that's not something that we ask the kids to have 100% memorized until the end of the year. So we'll kind of do incremental things so that they learn them along the way. And then we participate in Mass, and hopefully we'll get to be able to lead a Mass as well. In years past, we've been able to do that, so we're hoping we'll still get to do that this year, where the kids actually get to say the prayers and bring up the gifts and do different reading and action parts. The kids always feel a real sense of pride in helping out with that. Then we also learn about not only social studies annual traditions that happen in society, but also Catholic holidays and traditions, and like Easter and Christmas. We learn about prayer. What is prayer? What different forms of prayer? Bible stories, lessons from the saints, all sorts of things. And we use our Read, Sadly, or Religion We Believe book. But we'll also kind of supplement as well sometimes. And every grade does a service project with their religion curriculum. And so first grade in the fall, we usually do a coat drive. And in the spring, we do a book drive. We're hoping to still be able to do those things. So we're going to the teachers, Ms. Halfin and I are going to be reaching out to the organizations we partner with and see if they're still able to take donations at this time. So for my classroom management, I really strive to help the kids be kind and helpful problem solvers and self-managers. I think it's really important that they take that kind of independence and then use it to solve problems, as well as helping each other when they have friends in need. Oh, we got another here to join us. I do that by fostering classroom community. And you'll see at the beginning of the year, we've already kind of started it today, that it really starts with the kids getting to know each other and building relationship and building a strong foundation of a classroom community. When kids care about each other, they are more likely to be helpful and kind and problem solvers and self-managers and work more cohesively as a community. And when we get back in the classroom, hopefully we are able to do our bucket filling, which comes from a book that we read that teaches kids about how when we're kind and helpful to others, it really makes their heart feel full, feel good, and that's bucket filling. And when we do things that hurt others and are mean to them, it really dips their bucket, makes them feel sad and hurts their heart. And so that book really helps connect that, and we do that, and we look for those ways that our community members are helping each other and filling buckets, and we celebrate that together, because when one person is helping another friend, then it helps our whole community. So we get to do kind of celebrations together, like dance parties and making extra art days for making cards for others. We've done a kindness scavenger hunt around the school, those kinds of things. Class Dojo right now is a little bit different because it's online, but when we are in school, Class Dojo is great for helping encourage kids to do helpful things around the classroom and to help their classmates, help them stay on task, stay focused, get their work done, build teamwork, those kinds of things. And sometimes kids need extra help, and so we have individual behavior charts that can sit and partner with the student and their parents when there's something that they need specific help on. Maybe it's staying on task or staying focused or keeping their hands to themselves. We can work one-on-one with the kids and the families to help them be successful. So homework this year, during the normal school year when we're in school, we have weekly packets, and they're given on Fridays and returned the following Friday. And the reason we do Fridays is because some families are very busy during the week. Some kids have lots of extracurriculars, sports and clubs and music lessons. And some families like to get a jump start on their homework over the weekend because they know that their week is really busy. Other families, they just like to do their, Monday through Thursday, and that's all we really ask. So it's really only meant for the work to be done on school days, but we give the weekend just in case families know that they're going to be busy that upcoming week. It gives a little bit more flexibility to families.
So Nicole, I really like this a lot. I just want to make sure I'm clear. So typically when we're in person on Fridays, you would provide that packet, and essentially we kind of have the week to have flex to get it done by the following Friday.
Yep, you got it.
That's phenomenal.
Great.
Is that at the whole school level?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I know for a fact the older the kids get, the more they're more likely to have daily homework.
Yeah. Yeah.
I believe K through 2 is weekly packets, possibly 3rd grade. I'm not sure about that. They might at the end of the year transition to daily to get ready for 4th grade. Or I can't remember if that happens in 2nd or in 3rd grade. One of those years helps transition the kids into daily homework. But as far as Friday to Friday, I know what we do in 1st grade, but every grade gets the freedom to choose what day the packets go out and which day the packets come home.
No, that's great. Thank you.
And so that'll look like a couple of sheets of literacy and math. Sometimes there might be a religion or a writing, something, or social studies thrown in there as well, maybe even a science. And then 20 minutes of reading every day is so important. That is one of the most important things we can do with our kiddos every single day, is read for just 20 minutes. And at the beginning of the year, that might look like you reading to your child for 15 minutes, and maybe they read to you for 5. And then moving towards they read 10 and you read 10, and then moving towards they read 15 and you read 5. And we're hoping by the end of the year they can read 20 minutes sustained to you or to themselves or to their dog, even if they want to. And I encourage you to keep reading after that to your child, even if they've read 20 minutes to you. If you want to read another 20 minutes to them, that's great too. There's a lot of great research about how important it is to not only have your child read, but also to read to your child. So then for online learning, this looks a little bit different, and we're still kind of trying to find the right balance right now. We want to make sure that we're not overwhelming you and your child, and we're also not overwhelming ourselves with too much grading, so that we can get feedback back to you in a timely manner. So as of right now, that individual work time at the end of the day is what we're kind of setting as homework time, because theoretically, most of the work that they do with me in class should be done with me in class. So there might be a few assignments that need finishing, like if they didn't finish coloring their picture, or they didn't do the last math or reading question or something like that. But the majority of their work, their class work, should be done with me in class, especially right now. And then math, we're looking to use the quick check quizzes, which are online, because they're a really great resource that our math curriculum provides. They are just a quick 5-question quiz. It probably takes the kids only about 10 minutes to do it. And it's just 5 questions about what they learned that day. So it's a really great way for me to know how well your child understood the lesson for that day. I'm going to be doing the work with them and the problems with them, but I can't exactly see everything that they're doing. So you guys are kind of my eyes at home. But the quizzes are super great for me to know just really quickly, yep, this child understood this, or, oh, we might need to review this part tomorrow. And then if there's a discrepancy of saying, oh, yikes, this child didn't do so great on this quiz, I can reach out to their parents and say, hey, how did math go today for your child with their classwork? The quiz didn't go so well, so was it just a computer problem? Was there an internet problem? Were they just wanting to be done and quickly skipped through the quiz? Or is there something we need to check in on and make sure they understand? There might be some extra practice pages or spelling word review. We're going to be using Spelling City to help us with our spelling words. In 1st grade, we do spelling tests. That's kind of new for the kindergartners coming up. And so we practice the words every day in our reading. They're going to be reading the same words. They're going to be practicing them with their phonics worksheets. And then having a little extra review at the end of the day is going to be helpful as well, to make sure they're ready for their test at the end of the day, which is the same phonics pattern they've been reading all week. And right now the tests will be on Spelling City, but when we're back in school, there'll be paper pencil tests. And so right now, also all that homework kind of stuff will be mostly in the form of uploading pictures like you've done this week, to kind of turn that in, so that we're hoping to make sure that time is enough time that you could take a picture and upload it during that time. And if that's not a time that works well for your family, that's okay. That can be done later. And yeah, so that there's not necessarily has to be done at that time, but we want to make sure we give opportunity for that time. So this has to do more with when we're back in person, with allergies. I don't think we have any severe food allergies this year, but if you do, let me know, or if your child develops one, please let me know, because we usually have kids with food allergies bring in a substitute birthday treat that can be kept in the classroom that's safe for them. But also, we're not really sure what birthday treats will look like right now, so we'll have to kind of wait and see on that one. We also don't share food like during lunchtime because of food allergies. And so if you end up having any questions about that, feel free to reach out to me. One of their important school policies is about attendance. So when we're in person, let me and the office know when you're going to be gone for a vacation or long absences, or also just for a day or for a doctor's appointment or something like that. And that's really helpful for both the office and myself. Then you won't get a call from the office saying, "Where's your child today?" So for planned vacations of more than 3 days, there is a form that needs to be filled out from the office that gets approved by Mr. Fitz and then sent to me so that I can write down notes about homework and when it's due and when how it will be given and things like that. For online learning, kind of like in school, let me know and let the office know as well. If you know ahead of time that you're not going to be, your child's not going to be at the lesson or at the whole day, that just helps me know ahead of time and not, be waiting for someone who's not coming that day because maybe they have an appointment or something to go to. So we are still taking attendance, and if there's a couple missed lessons in the day, then it's recorded as a half-day absence. And then if there's a lot of lessons that are missed that day or no lessons that your child comes to that day, then that's a full-day absence. So office hours is kind of unique to our online learning time. And the reason we're doing that this year is because we want to have an opportunity for check-ins with students and parents. And we want to be able to have an opportunity to answer questions or conference about how students are doing and with their work, if they need help with a few problems or they're having difficulty with a certain concept, or if there's just technology help. We'd like to have some scheduled one-on-one meetings during office hours times with students and families to make sure that the students and the families are feeling successful. We don't want anyone to feel like they're falling behind or that they're drowning or moving too fast. We want to make sure we're checking in both about their academics and their social emotional health as well.
Mrs. Howell, I want to share with you what I told Mr. Fitzpatrick and Mr. Forte.
Sure.
I don't know if you were on that parent town hall thing.
I was not.
But I just want to emphasize, I think the office hours is a phenomenal idea. And I also encourage it as a way to set your own boundaries for yourself, and just making sure you have good work-life balance. So I love the idea, and I commend you guys for putting that into place.
Great, thank you. I'm so glad we have your support on that. So the best way to set up times for office hours is an email or a Microsoft Teams chat, just to make sure I'm available and I'm not meeting with another student or family, so that we can set that meeting up. And then it's not required. It's really kind of as needed. And if some families need more time, that's okay. And if other families don't need it quite as much and just need quick check-ins, that's okay too. So here's my contact information. Especially right now, it's super easy with Microsoft Teams to have message chats. I've been really enjoying that. It's really easy, quick communication. Email is also always easy to get me at. And then I technically do have a phone in the classroom. But the phone is kind of blocked out for school hours so that classrooms are uninterrupted by phone calls during learning hours. So the phone calls only go through before or after school hours. But then if you call the office directly, which is that number without the extension, then they'll go to the office and they can also send a note to me, which is really helpful for parents sometimes when we're in school, if there's a change in how your child's going home that day and that kind of thing. So then I can get an updated message. Oh, your child, I can tell your child, oh, it looks like you're going home with your friend today, or mom's going to be a few minutes late, or, dad needs to pick you up early for an appointment. Those kinds of things are great to go to the office, and then they will send a note to me.
Yeah, I get that.
So this is our time for questions, and we can also review some of the aspects of Teams if you need some help with that too.
It's going really well from my side.
Good.
I'm lucky because I work in Teams all day, every day. So I think I love the functionality that I'm seeing for schools though. Love the assignment and turn it in, and I think it's really cool. Yeah, so no challenges with Teams on my side other than those weird calendar things, which I agree, because I even went back and searched to see to go find the original one and re-accept it. And you're right, it showed me accepted too. So there's some kind of a quirk with it, but you and I got that resolved, so thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
What other questions? Yeah, I mean, I think you answered it. Just about the baseline, I think I'm I know this is being recorded, but just I'm concerned about just her being baseline, not coming from the school.
That's okay.
But I'll set up some time on the office hours and we can continue to talk through that and find the path forward.
Great.
What questions do you have?
First grade's a great year for reading growth. It's pretty amazing. I'm really excited every year.
I'm excited too. We're very excited. I'm excited. Yeah, that's gonna be great. No, I'm very impressed. I'm very pleased. I honestly don't think I have any questions.
Wonderful.
I think this is going well.
Are you finding the daily work PowerPoint okay?
Yes, I printed off every night for our nanny so that she can follow along. So I've got it right here in the folder, and I love the format. Yeah, because what I do is I glance through it all and I look at see what are the assignments today. And actually what I like about it too, and it's like one of those things like how will remote learning change how we work now going back, right? Like I love having Teams up and like we did tonight, right? Where I just Teamsed you, and not that I want you responding to me at night, but like,
well, I was about to jump on the call anyways.
But just the ease of access, right? Of just it's just easier, and this I love, and because for me, I was able to glance through it and just see, and then I can have a conversation with my daughter about her day because I know what happened and I knew what worksheets you guys were going to work on every night. So I don't know, I this is like a keeper for me. I love this. So yes, everything you're doing is a ton of work. And it's incredibly impressive. So yes.
Thank you. Thank you. So since we are recording it for families who can't come tonight, I'm going to just show real quick where to find that.
Yeah.
So I will show it here.
When do you upload those, Mrs. Howell?
Right now I'm doing them for today and tomorrow, but I will probably be doing them in a more of a weekly batch.
Wow.
That's what my goal is right now.
Just upload it the night before, And
yeah. So right now I'm hoping to kind of go to the files and then daily work PowerPoints. And so right now you'll see what we have this week, and then once we've had those days, when it's that day, then I will put it as a tab. So this is tomorrow's one I will be working on, and then it's going to be turned into tomorrow's tab. And this one will eventually go into the previous one's files. And so that way, any previous ones, if your child missed yesterday, then you can go back and see what it was. So I'm hoping to do it weekly. I know that's a lot for me to do all in one sitting, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I honestly think like even the fact that you're posting them a couple days in advance, like that feels, I won't look at them that far in advance. It's nice for me to, you know, come downstairs after Scarlett's gone to bed and print it out for the night before. That feels very reasonable. But anyway, temper yourself. Give yourself.
Then so I kind of, the files are always here, but the tab is the accessibility for everybody. So I will kind of tab it over here so that then they can just kind of go down and find it. If you want to go through it with your child too, I kind of made it in the kid friendly way with the curtains closing and everything and the buttons that are pushed, but that has to be in present mode.
Right. Right. I know what you mean.
Yeah, but that's where homework is and things like that. The kids are already getting some familiarity with it as we do our prayer and our pledge with that, and we start the day with kind of what the messages are and things like that. So these also are links, by the way, anything in a red framed kind of looking thing like the homework here, or this Epic Books, which is an online library. And then this is the Journeys book. So this is the digital one that the kids have the hard copy of. So any of these when in present mode, when you click on these links, will take you directly to that website or the book itself. So same with math. So if your child needs to do their math quiz, they can also just click right there and it'll take them to their quiz. Same with Spelling City. They can click right there and it'll take them straight to it. Mystery Science as well, Scholastic News, and we'll also add one for Class Dojo next week as well. And the religion book is a link, but the book is not online. It is to their website where there's extra features and games and learn about saints and all that kind of stuff, but it's not the book itself, just their website. Just as a heads up. And I think that's kind of all the things I needed to share about that. Yeah, so that's where that is. Also the parent help here. Oh, and one more thing. Miss Doggett will be joining us for reading as well. She's one of the IAs that's helping with us. She's going to be, I'll be reading with the kids in one group. We're going to split the group into two for when we have reading groups, so that there's not 9 kids, but more like 5 and 4. And then I'll be reading with one group. And at the same time, the other group will be working on comprehension or phonics worksheets with Miss Doggett. And then the kids don't have to change their meetings, just the teachers.
Right, that's beautiful, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So then I'll read with the other group and Miss Doggett will work on the worksheets with the other group. And Mrs. Kuyat will also be helping with math sometimes as well. So she'll be kind of popping in and out and also working with the other first grade class too. I think that's all I have to share.
Yeah, nice job. This was really well done. Thank you so much. Very, very impressive. I don't know how you do it all. It's amazing. So thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm so glad you guys are happy. I'm so glad you're part of our St. Louis community now.
It's wonderful. We're having a great experience. So thank you for all you're doing, the late nights and all the prep. I mean, honestly, Mrs. Howell, it just blows our minds. So
thank you.
Yeah.
It feels so good to be appreciated.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We appreciate you.
It's incredible what you all are doing to adapt to this. So
unbelievable.
Yeah.
It really it's
surreal.
Above and beyond.
Thank you. All right. Well, I'll let you guys go and have a great evening.
Thank
Have
you.
fun.
Bye.
Okay.
Bye. I'll see Scarlett tomorrow.